Right, nothing fires me up for the evening quite like the thought of burying the Spaniards. The time has come to really put Castile out of its misery. We've had a few attacks on them and their friends for a while now, but the opportunity is ripe for us to go and pluck them. We beat them to military tech 12. They've just come out of a bankruptcy. They're fighting over in the New World, and we are going to kick them while they're down. That said, it's not like we're doing all that great ourselves. We are Carthage, but we're playing with the brutal chaos around here. And it's been kind of bad for poor Carthage. Our manpower has been chipped away with permanent negative modifiers, and that's not the only one. Let's see what we've rolled so far. It's not really rolled, it's been voted on. Manpower being hit, our goods produced, manpower again, goods produced again, and discipline. And did I mention manpower again? Next up will be the brutal vote, and that's going to be on our election. It's always on election. And the next one's going to be 1546, barring an untimely demise of President Adonibal. Okay, is there anything to prep up for that? Well, it might be worth having a quick rundown of where we are. We have our subjects, the Great Leon, Galicia, and Granada, rather. Not Gibraltar. That's what they have, though. We're going to fight and get all these cores back, because a big problem that poor Carthage has is that Europeans don't really like us. France, Castile, Brittany, Aragon, and the Italians all really have it in for us. The Germans, they don't like us so much, but it's not quite nearly as bad as these folks. It's very tempting to make this go the same way as our Granada run, where we set up a wall here and we just take all comers, but there's some key differences there. When we played as Granada, we had some kick-ass ideas and modifiers to our army that allowed us to take on all those enemies. With my low manpower, that's going to be a struggle for us. And also, we have holdings in Italy that are going to be under threat if we play it that way, so we won't be able to just beat back everybody. So we will have to play a little bit more cautiously. Still, what we do have in Italy is the subjugation of Firenze. That means a lot of cores can be taken for us for very low cost with reconquest. 16, 14, 26, another 16 and 15. That is damn good land that I want, and perhaps more importantly, I don't want anybody else to have. So we'll rock on in and make that a reality pretty much as soon as we can. I might want to get truces with them after I'm done with Castile. Army placement and navy placement. The galleys are over there. What do we have out here? What do we have out here? Bunch of trade ships. They might be threatened by Castile there. So I think it wouldn't be too shabby an idea. What, I got a bunch of galleys here. Oh yeah, I did just come out of a fight with you, didn't I? You should maybe head over there for now. I should also locate my transports wherever they are. I'm certain I have transports. There we go. And pick you guys up whenever is reasonable. I don't think my galleys could take you on alone. I seem to recall my galleys getting smashed up rather recently. We'll have the two of you hanging tight back home in Carthage. I'll bring these guys over, but I don't think I'll need too much of an army to bring down Castile. I've got my friends. What more could we need? Well, we'd need better relations with Florence, but we can't improve relations with them just yet. Too much talking, not enough slaughtering Castilians for my liking. We're going on the attack, and we'll make it the reconquest of whatever the most developed province is. Leon, Salmancia is now front runner. Granada itself? Who would have thought? Oh, but Astoras is actually a Leonese core. I often forget that. Right. Downside of that is it's protected by that fort, so that's less ticking war score for me. That is actually a bit of a concern. But you're also blocked by Malaga. The difficulties we have to face these days. You know what, I think we'll make it for Salmancia then. Nah, aim high. We'll take Asturias. Okay, no allies to call in, except they're getting good old Portugal. The Ottomans are a pretty sucky ally for us. They're so horribly in debt, more than we could ever hope to pay off for them. But I'd still rather have them than not. Let's do it. At least it stops the Ottomans turning on us. Okay, I'm not really afraid of Portugal getting involved. There's not a lot that I'm afraid of right now. Oh, Gibraltar dying would be something worth being afraid of. Do I want to take Malaga or do I want to march on Toledo? Toledo opens up the country a lot more. So we'll march on that. They've... hold on, March on Granada's just playing again? I thought this was meant to be randomized. That's funny, because randomized could well mean that, oh, I started this without even sending you guys into safety. Well, I guess you are about to get mauled. My poor navies. You'd think I'd be really good with navies after the run with Pirate Naxos, but it's amazing how much I can forget and how quickly I can forget it. Now, as soon as I can, I want to improve relations with my subject over in Florence, because I just acquired them and they're not that happy being my subject, poor guys. They got lucky before, though. I tried to subjugate them and they got one of their cores back, and it was very important to me that they had as few cores as possible. I'm not sure where the Spanish army is. For all we know, they're not even actually here. So it's pretty important to me to minimize the amount of manpower losses that I take right now. And it's also important to actually see our elephants. So let's do it like so, and then hope that the Castilians don't sail on back anytime soon. I think I will bring you over to Dahra, and I can fling you across as soon as we have a good occupation there. And I'm going to have you hold this area at the Gulf of Almeria. Super Pie is pretty good at firing, not so good at anything else, sadly. Doesn't matter if we ever get converted by Centers of Reformation, because we simply don't care. Speaking of not caring, these age abilities have been pretty terrible for us. Pretty incredibly terrible for us. Since we're not currently using mercs, this isn't a big deal, but I think I'll take it anyway. Because with our manpower, we might need to rely on mercs sooner rather than later. Now, I don't know how loud my fan is for you guys. Hopefully not too loud, but even if it is, we're not changing that. It is roasting hot today. I wonder if I can bring you guys out to the fray to help with the occupations, because I don't think the Castilian army is at home right now. I think they've made a sizable error. One that we should take advantage of. It's tolerable, says Pizzarific. I'll take it. I really need to look into the tech that makes wind noise pretty much something you can't hear. Okay, so Castile are raising something of an army here. I don't know how much. Let's just hope that we take Toledo and crack them open quickly so we can take advantage of it. Oh god, 3 innovativeness is quite tempting. We do tend to struggle on that. It's a lot of money, but we do actually gain innovativeness, right? I think we'll have it. We'll most certainly have it. The RTX voice is pretty decent at filtering background noise. Yeah, like I said, need to look into that. Have not done so because it's not been a big deal. But maybe it will be a big deal if I ever end up somewhere that you actually want air conditioning more frequently throughout the year, which is certainly not the case here. Hey, I do have units over here, including a cannon of mine that may or may not be against regulation. We shall pick it up. I'll also worry that my spies are a bit lazy right now. What could they be doing? I certainly want to gobble up Naples. I'd just love to have this area completely sealed off, especially before Naples start thinking that coalitions are a good idea. They hate my guts, but maybe, just maybe, we could invest a bit in making them not hate us quite so much. We do have quite a lot of diplomats. Let's put them to use. Hassa, Mamluks. Ha, the Mamluks went on the attack against us. We sure showed them. I don't know what we showed them, but we showed them something. Poland dishonoring with Hungary. Is that because the Ottomans are on a warpath? No. Silly. Silly is going on a warpath against Hungary, backed by the Emperor. The Emperor is my very close ally. So of course I give them the thumbs up in destroying Hungary after everything Hungary's done to me. And not done to me. Sometimes inaction is just as bad. So poor and pathetic Castile can barely put up any resistance here. That's fine by me. They did just come out of a bankruptcy, that's why we timed this fight for when we did. Let's bring all of you over here so we can move out. Once Toledo falls, there should be plenty of supply there, 29. And then as soon as we can, we want to work on Malaga. There, you guys have arrived. And again, there's no point in throwing down more units than are needed, because my manpower is permanently suffering. Alright, we came by boat, which can be a bit of a disaster for that, so get moving over here so you have a bit more leeway. Get over there then. Come on, Toledo, fall. That'll crack the country almost entirely open. I can march up there, but it's a bit of a hassle for me. I'll wait till Toledo falls and spread out here. After the Hungarians' numerous betrayals, they deserve to be wiped every campaign, says Dark Young. I'd love to make that commitment, but I think I'll avoid it. Oh, I really want to sink their ships. Come on, Super Pie, show us what you're made of. I know it's open sea for you, which isn't great for fighting as galleys, but the nice thing about fighting on the sea with galleys is you can win through numbers as long as your enemy doesn't have those numbers. So we mauled every last one of them. I think we'll take the battered galleys. Not all of them though. If they're okay, there's only one truly battered one. Send you back and strongly consider. Yeah, okay, not just consider. I will go and destroy their transports there. So Castillo's raised something resembling an army. I don't like that very much. So I should prepare myself to go and hunt and destroy them, because it stops my subjects from doing a lot of occupations that I want them to do. I did see that disease outbreak and I didn't like it. It's alright though, I'm pretty sure it's not something that I meant to like. Thanks to our conquest of Portugal, we have all the supply range that we need here, and that should prevent Castile from going and getting any reinforcements. We have their transports in lockdown. Come on, Toledo, time to fall. You've been barraged by our guys for too long. I know it's full of disgusting, diseasey Spaniards. There we go. Transform and roll out. There are plenty of Castilians for everyone to destroy, and if they want to stand in those grasslands, all the more reason to destroy them, or perhaps beat them to death. We're opened up, but I'll still keep you having a close eye on Malaga. Mallorca. Where's my head at? You probably mentioned it, but why did we switch from interesting bad events to these bland modifiers, says Deathshed. Wow, that's a loaded question if ever there was one. But there is a reason. You didn't raise this, did you? For some reason I can't hit you anymore. I didn't feel like the one-off effects were scaling very well into the mid and late game. We're just getting too powerful for it, whereas if I have these things stack up here, then I have to go fast or else they're going to pile up so high that they're going to completely crush me. With enough votes you could just stop my manpower, and we've been rolling a lot of no more goods produced, so that's being hit again and again. And that, to me, is more interesting than just spending 4 years of, say, watching the nation not able to do anything, because it doesn't really stop me. I'm still going to pick myself up and go and crush. Whereas this, things are going to get harder and harder as time goes on, and that's more appealing. More than likely, there are people that disagree with that, but it's what we're going for. Right, I should make my move on you. Sadly, I wasn't able to annihilate that army, so there's still going to be a problem, but at least I can siege down Burgos. I don't want to pay for this, but it's probably better me paying it than my poor allies who, well, allies, they are my subjects, my poor subjects who probably don't have the financial means that I do. If I could have followed there, that would be stack wiperoo. Oh, he wants to come back for more? What a wonderful guy. We'll keep an eye on him, though. Ah, no. He knows what I'm about. Take all the access you want, as I take all the Spain that I want. Which is all of it. I think your head is still in the frost lines, yeah, that's true. I was expecting... Well, I was hoping / expecting to get access to Frostpunk before it released, but I didn't expect to get it with such short notice. So it came in like a wrecking ball. A very welcome wrecking ball. I often forget what's better in these reconquests, to take it directly by seed province or simply as return provinces. But I think the right thing to do is to take the provinces, take their money, and I wonder if I could possibly take that as well. Because if I leave them with no forts other than Toledo, no province is unreachable the next time I come back for Astile. Unfortunately, I would start bordering the French, who already have numerous reasons to hate me. But I think I just have to accept that I will border the French. I might even take these guys off of being useful vassals and put them onto scutage so that they can't weigh me down in wars where I need to fight and win battles. Then again, manpower is not a thing that we know very intimately. Tell you what, we should get the blockade going here. We have what it takes. Return provinces, Jake. Is that so? This is good, though. This is a lot of stuff to take out of them for very little aggressive expansion. Even France only feels 17 for such a large amount of development. Have to make sure that none of these folks think they want to take me on, though. Granada, how's our relations? Not good enough. Let's improve on that. I'm going to take one more claim off of the Neapolitans. Probably Salento. Maybe work from the bottom and go up, since the further away it is from other countries, the less people will care. And I need to keep improving relations with my subjects. So Naples, Florence. Naples is my subject, but still. I spy on France in order to get better tech out of them. Well, better tech costs. We just recently learned how to study technology, so that should hopefully bring these costs down a bit. Alright. Sadly, those Castilians are almost back up to full strength, but the forts will be ours soon. Aw, man, they gave up on Lyon. Now I'm gonna have to do that myself. I didn't come here to fight for myself. Alright, down go the Castilians. France is going to be a sizable problem this campaign, I think. I don't know how in debt they are. The answer is very. Maybe they'll be less of a problem than I thought. I wonder if that's a 130 thing. The AI seem to enjoy quite a lot of debt. I mean, it's nothing unusual for the Ottomans to be suffering it, because they don't really care, they just keep going. But France, of all countries, shouldn't be in debt. No, my subjects, no. Alright, well, I'm glad that went down, because the Spaniards seem to want to come down my way now. I might switch you out for our attack stack and go and blitz the Castilians, because now there's nowhere that I can't access. 130 has many AI debts, points out Marvin. No, I've not played enough with the 130 release to get a feel for these things. Well, I've certainly played enough to know that the AI is enjoying quite a bit of debt. I don't actually think I want to fight you with where you are, actually. If you want to stick yourself onto Lisboa, be my guest, because that is well fortified. It's a coastal level 2 fort that you cannot blockade, and that's a good deal for me. Okay, that is also a good deal. You are going down, Castile. There will be no Spain. Not now, not ever. Keep you there as backup. And Gibraltar's helping out with level 2 siege as well. And Lisboa just needs to hold, and that's a good way to hold, a status quo. Defensive ideas. We've already made it to military tech 12, so we should definitely be investing in these, because I can't wait to get my 5% stability cost modifier reduction. God damn you, TBW. The Black Winds in chat put together the national ideas that we see here, used for our custom nation, Carthage. And I gotta say, he was on a ball for making them. Freaking guy. Have you considered picking one Iberian or Italian tag to be a military-focused march to soak up frontline losses for you? Surely one tag down there has infantry ideas. Sadly, I can't see them all, and I'm not about to spread open the wiki. But I'm also not really keen on it, because if you take this land directly as Carthage, the look that you get on the map with your name spreading across the Mediterranean just looks beautiful. So I think we'll do it ourselves. Besides, herding cats can be a bit of a pain. It can be a lot more than a bit of a pain. Sienna! Ah, yes. Our illustrious Sienna. Did I make you a full core? I did make you full gore. Not my favourite Killer Instinct character, but certainly my brother's. There we go. Two more production to then get hammered by goods produced reduction twice, and the next election and vote is not too far away. Alright, time to murder his fleet, so hopefully he never has a chance to bring boats back here. Well, Ian, there's a lot of things he won't have a chance to do because Asteel is now ass bankrupt. What a horrible state to be. However, that doesn't mean we don't get our own kick right now. It's election time, and since we're bursting with Republican tradition and I want more mill, I certainly want to re-elect this guy. However, it's going to be up to you what the next horrible thing to befall Carthage will be. Apparently the last poll was EU4 or Nancy tonight. Don't worry, we haven't found Nancy's lost tombs just yet. Let's put up a new one. So this is the brutal vote. I believe it is, because I think the one preceding this one was a bad one. And if I'm wrong, I don't think anyone's going to point out that I'm wrong. So we have some negative effects to choose from. We could either have minus 25% tax income, minus 15% goods produced, minus 15% land force limit, minus 7.5% morale, or minus 5% discipline. All of these will stack and stack some more. And yeah, we could have 10 of the same one if you roll it that way. The vote goes up, and it goes up now. Hey, we even get it on screen. Good, I haven't lost my touch at doing that. Screen? The screen. There's a sudden surge for goods produced. Morale, I actually buffed the morale from 5 to 7.5 to see if it would take on anything there. Nobody seems interested in hitting the force limit. Our force limit isn't great, but I guess it could be hard countered with quality.